Hola todos! So, this past year I've been tutoring year 13s and helping them with their IRPs. And there's certain mistakes that students have made when they started with the IRP which they were unable to fix closer to the exam. So, I'm going to explain what you need to know to get started and other tips to do well in the IRP. This will probably be my last video on the IRP for a while because there's not much more to add. I already have 3 other videos on the IRP on this channel, one of which goes through my real speech and discussion that I recorded the day before my exam on the 7th of May 2024. Okay, vamos! My first and probably most important tip is choose a topic you genuinely care about. If you're in too deep and you've already picked a topic that you don't like, then there's nothing you can do, but picking an interesting topic will make the process more enjoyable and engaging for you. Have a think about picking a topic that links with another one of your A-level subjects. Your topic should also not be too specific, but neither too broad. There is a fine balance and your teacher should help you with this. Make sure your title is posed as a question, something like mine was, to what extent does Spain still need a monarchy? And this way you can argue both for and against, and then come to a conclusion at the end. I have another video about IRP topics, and in there I show you a list of possible ones. You don't get marks for a unique topic, so maybe try and keep it simple. Your IRP shouldn't just be pure facts, you do need opinions in there. Okay, my next tip is to do with a 2-minute speech, which essentially needs to just summarize your topic with your opinions. I would write the speech a lot later once you've done all of your research. You get 5 marks for the speech itself, and the other 30 are for your discussion. In the discussion, it's a bit of a performance act in the sense that your teacher will try to ask you good questions that gets good information out of you, and then obviously it's up to you to give detailed answers with lots of evidence. And then you need to try and guide the discussion towards areas that you have researched. I would always anticipate follow-up questions and try to be one step ahead of the teacher. You can always ask questions to the teacher to redirect the conversation, but obviously don't ask too many questions, maybe just one. In terms of preparation or last-minute revision, get yourself a list of small topics that you want to remember to mention in your discussion, for example, names of relevant people, and then memorize those and make sure to mention as many, if not ideally all of them, in your discussion. Sometimes I'll do an IRP mock with a student and they will never mention one of their key points, so it's up to you to try to show off your knowledge, and you only get one chance to do that. But make sure your discussion flows and you're not shoehorning anything in there unnecessarily. You'll end up using lots of online sources when researching. Save some of those links so you can go back in the future if you wanted to double check something before your exam. A lot of you will also end up using AI to help you with bits of this. And whether that's a good thing or not, make sure you yourself are confident on your topic and the research that you have done. 10 of the IRP marks are for demonstrating a wide range of vocabulary and using complex language. So as you're always used to, you need to be using a variety of tenses, topic-specific vocabulary based on your chosen topic, and using the subjunctive and idioms where you can. You should be able to communicate your ideas and thoughts clearly using the grammar and the language that you know. Before the exam, you will fill out a IRP form which officially tells your teacher or your examiner, if you've got someone else coming in on the day to do your exam, what your topic is, and you need to list out headings from which your teacher can ask you questions. You can use these headings in a smart way to make sure your teacher asks you what you want to be asked about. Okay, my next tip is include lots of opinions. Really, this is what your IRP is about, so we're having opinions backed up with evidence. At the end of the discussion, you should then come to a conclusion on your topic that is a justified conclusion. Make sure you do some speaking mocks in the lead up to your final exam. In school, you should be having mocks every now and again anyway. If you want to do a full mock with me or another tutor in my team, book a lesson on astarlanguages.com/tutoring. My last tip then is don't panic in the exam. You only get one shot, so even if you do mess up a bit, recollect yourself and just continue. In my real exam, I messed up my 2-minute speech, and yeah, like that happens, you just have to power through it. Vale, eso es todo para este video. Subscribe for more, and in the comments let me know how you're finding Spanish and where in the country you're watching from. Vale, adios!